So, bag open, cats everywhere. Noah Smith asked a question in the 58 Keys comment section down below about using apps to capture quick ideas. The stray thoughts we have are of a character, a title, a plot. The stray thoughts that pop into a writer's head exactly when we can't stop to write them down. It is a good question. But I think it then actually turns out to be two good questions. So first, yes, how do you capture, record, gather these ideas? And that's actually what this edition of 58 Keys is all about. But then the second, the concomitant thing is, what do you do with them next? And that's not what this edition is about. It's what the following 58 Keys will cover, if I actually figure it out. Not kidding there either. Hello, I'm William Gallagher, and this is 58 Keys, which as always is for writers like you and me who use and obviously write on Macs and iPhones and iPads. Do subscribe, because there's so much to talk about. This time, though, maybe what we've got to talk about, it's perhaps a little bit more nebulous than usual. I do still have a lot to show you, a lot of apps and tools, but the point of this 58 Keys is less about exactly which app you use, which button you press. It's more about deciding how you're going to do this capturing of ideas and then actually deciding to do it. Noah, when he asked me about this because at various times during 58 Keys, I've mentioned that I use Drafts 5 and Apple Notes for capturing all sorts of things. And the question, of course, is, so yeah, which is it, Drafts or Notes? And the answer is, well, you can see this in my eyes. The answer is, yeah. Truly, though, it is, yeah, I use both. That's changing overall. It very specifically changes depending on what the thought is, actually what the idea is, pops into my head, where I am. And actually, unfortunately, I'm also surprised to say, a lot of the time, it doesn't happen at all. I don't use either of these. I don't capture these passing thoughts anywhere near as much as I believed, and as much as I'm sure that I used to. I suspect, though, that's because I don't quite know how to do it reliably, and I don't know what to do with them then, with the stray thoughts. I have some stray thoughts in Notes and Drafts, and I know I had an awful lot of them in Evernote. That was back when Evernote was worth using, but let's not go there. No need to get upset. Move on. Days are done. Even when I was using Evernote and relying on it and actually liking it a lot at the time, what I was doing was I was capturing ideas, and I was never, underline this, never looking them up again, never going back to, actually that's not true, that is not true. Once I looked at this whole list of everything, and I found that the most recent, I think it was middle of the night brilliance of mine that was captured was a line that said, in total, write about a tree. Anyway, I really need to fix this thing about not capturing. I need to capture them. And step one is admitting I have a problem. Step two, I think, is making it so fast and easy for me to grab these thoughts and save them that I do it. Yeah? Have an idea, get it down, worry about the detail later. Ideally, what I would do is like to have one thing I did, one way that saved this stuff, and then I'll tell you the one great way. But at the moment, I'm trying 4, and I want to recommend all 4, depending on where you are when you have this idea. So where you are, and also what device is nearest to you. Let me run through the list. First up, I don't actually think it's not in a conscious order anyway. Drafts 5 on the iPhone. Drafts, it's on the iPhone, but it's also on the Mac, the iPad, and even the Apple Watch. But I think it's the iPhone where it is specifically best suited, where it shines really, for this kind of quick grab and capture thing. Do this. Tap even on the Drafts icon, start writing. And that's it. No waiting, no creating a new document. You just pick up the phone, write. And if you put the phone down and then pick it up a few moments later, you can do exactly the same thing. The last thought you put down, that's saved off somewhere. Drafts instead present you with another blank screen ready for you to commit the fantastic idea down into your phone. Second, just press record on Apple Watch. Later on with this one, you're going to need your iPhone to do anything with what you capture, but otherwise, when your Apple Watch is your nearest device, and it often is, isn't it? I recommend the Just Press Record app, as featured in the transcription episode of 58 Keys, links below. Tap on the button and talk and talk and talk until the whole idea is out of your head. What you record, I should say, it gets saved to Just Press Record on the iPhone. If you're out and you've got the Apple Watch and you don't happen to have your iPhone with you, well then the recording stays on the watch and it transfers over to the iPhone later. Number 3, love this one, it's quite new, Quick Notes on iPad. The new Quick Notes feature in Apple Notes, it works on the Mac and on the iPad, but it's in general, it's better by far on the iPad. So on the iPad, whatever you're doing, okay, you swipe up in the corner, you jot down something, by typing or Apple Pencil, if you use one of those, and then you shove it aside, gone, out of the way. Love that, use it an awful lot. And on the Mac, well, it works as well, except it doesn't work as well. Just as with the iPad, the idea is, the screen there, you swipe up from the corner, you click in the corner, little knobule of the note appears and you click again and it comes up. On the iPad, when I swipe up, I either see the last note or I get a new one, and whichever one it is, they're in one window. I can create a new one, I can swipe back and forth from the old and new, but on the Mac, I see a little corner of the last note and I click on it, that doesn't open, a new one does. I end up having to click through different windows, try to find the new one to write in. And then actually, if it is the older one that I want, that I saw in the little corner, well, it's like the Mac tries to hide that from me. I mean, it hides them from me right there in that moment on the screen, okay? When I want to tug up from the corner and right, it just seems to fight me. It doesn't. I don't mean that it hides them in the sense that you can't find the note ever. On both the Mac and the iPad, all Quick Notes that you create get saved into an Apple Notes folder called Quick Notes. So you can always open Apple Notes, go to the Quick Notes folder and find your Quick Notes quickly. Although that does lead me onto my 4th and last, maybe best recommendation, maybe? No, actually, no, but it was pretty good. Notes in Control Center on iPhone. Quick Notes does not work on the iPhone, and I so wish it did. Apple Notes on the iPhone, it has a Quick Notes folder, so anything you created quick notally on the iPad or the Mac, it goes in there. You can see it, you can use it, you can edit. What you can't do is you can't make new Quick Notes in the same way. You can't swipe up from a corner, jot down an idea, shove it aside. That doesn't work on the iPhone, and that's a great shame that it doesn't, and maybe one day it will. But there is an option in the iPhone which is similar enough for what we want, for this idea of capturing an idea quickly. You have to set it up first, but then once that's done, it's possible, you might even prefer this method. Open Settings on your iPhone, tap on Control Center, and then scroll down. There are 2 sections here, one for included controls, one for more controls. Unless you've already been in this section and fiddling about behind my back, it's likely that under more controls, that's where you'll find Notes. Tap the green plus button next to it to move it up into the included controls list, and then drag to rearrange it. Drag it anywhere in that list you like, but I suggest that probably as near to the top of the list as you can, as you fancy is best, and I'll show you why. Come out of all of that, then swipe down on your iPhone from the very top corner of the screen. This is Control Center, and there's a lot here, but all I'm interested in for you and me right now is that little icon of a note with a pencil. Tap that, and your iPhone, it opens up Apple Notes very quickly. It starts a blank new note, quite like drafts in that sense, and off you go, off you pop. This isn't a Quick Note. It doesn't get saved automatically into that Quick Notes folder. There's no swiping up and down. So you might have to hunt for it somewhere in Apple Notes later. But for now, it is another idea, or another way of getting an idea in quickly. And the reason, by the way, for moving Notes to the top of the list and that controller center, it's actually, you can have so many control center items that notes might get pushed below the screen, and if it does, fine. But if you don't position it near the top, if it is off the bottom of the screen, well, you know, you've swiped down to get control center, now you've got to swipe. Yeah, just, there's enough swiping in all the world. Let's be done with some unnecessary swiping. It's a campaign, it's a t-shirt, isn't it? Apple calls these instant notes. But do you think there's somebody in Apple whose job is to come up with different names for every single pixel on the screen, and most of which they never say anywhere? I wonder what the pay is. In the case of instant notes, the thing that's instant is that you do not necessarily have to even unlock your iPhone before you make the note. You can have it so that just picking up the phone, swiping down and tapping on that button is enough to start writing a new document. It's enough to let you write a new note. It isn't enough to let you have some like a sneaky way into the phone to read other notes or to do anything else, just to let you write a note. Pick up, swipe down, tap, write, and then you're done. The idea is out of your head, it's captured. When you do this, by the way, the first time you use it, or somewhere around the first time, the iPhone will ask you a question about it. Do you want to allow this to happen all the time? And if you do, is it that you want it that whenever you pick up the phone, you can do this, or only if you've used the phone in the last 5 minutes or something like that? I'd show you all of this, and you get what the security thing's for, but frankly, I wasn't quick enough. I got the message screen, and I don't even know what button I pressed to dismiss it. So, yeah, let me know what it says, would you? On the message, I'd be quite grateful there. So, yesterday, I was using Drafts and Notes. Now I'm using Drafts, Notes, Quick Notes, just press record, and Instant Notes in the control center on the iPhone. This is not narrowing things down. Each one of these, though, it's fast, which is what we want, okay? Each one saves your idea to its own little pots, which is at least okay for now, but it isn't what we want. And I don't think that having lots of different ways, all saving to lots of different folders, directories, pots, or whatever, is right for us either. If there is one of those you just saw that you think that's right, that's the one I want, well then you stick with it. But even then, we still need to find a way to use those ideas, to look at them again, to find them again, to use them, to exploit. The whole point of Capture is to use later. And I do not believe that having 100,000 different Apple Notes pages, drafts, documents, Google Keep, bits, I don't know, that's not going to cut it either. And this, this would be I really do, I did. This would be a great point for me to say, I've got the answer. Tune in next time. I could do that. Click here, watch this video or something in which you have the answer, and there'd be a poster there. It would show me looking really smug. If that's happened, I'll be so pleased. But right now, as I record this, I don't know the answer of what to do with these captured ideas. I don't know them for me, and I don't know yet what I think I recommend to you as a way for either of us really, to handle all of these ideas that we capture. But I am working on it. I need it. I want to share it with you. Actually, that's an idea. I will work on this. Let me make a note of that. Am I just projecting onto you when I say this next thing? You should keep your ideas, and you should look back at some of them, shouldn't I? I said I found that write about a tree. Yeah, true. That's the only one I ever found. But yeah, going back for this, I actually came across an idea that tickled me. It's just an idea of mine. I haven't done it yet. And okay, you know, with all these things, maybe it'll just fall apart in my hands as I actually try writing it. But nonetheless, an idea of mine that I'd forgotten made me laugh. And I would not have seen it. I would not have looked back, wouldn't have remembered it if I hadn't been going through, looking at all of this capturing and gathering of old ideas and notes in order to talk to you about it. So thank you very much for that. Also, thank you for watching. Now, take care of yourself. Write more, and more than just the odd ideas jotted down. That's not enough. Come on, write actual stories, actual scripts and books and articles. And I'll see you soon.